Turns out North was invited on stage by Skywater during a performance in Philly. While many believe she is way too young for this environment.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. It's some weird, bro. It's some weird junk going on, gang. Like, boy, it's some weird stuff going on in the internet, in the world in general. So as of recently, Kanye just dropped a song, right? Making his comeback. Now, it's a lot of people who are happy to see him come back, and there's a lot of people who isn't, or a lot of people who aren't happy to see him come back. Um, Me personally, bro, I can give a fuck less. Nah, no bullshit though. I ain't really listen to Kanye like that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Don't get on my chop. All y'all who be listening to Kanye and stuff like that. But I just wasn't never like into his music like that. But in this video, it says Ye just paid a questionable price for his comeback. Now I don't know what to expect in this video. Like I said before, every video, I'm watching this video for the first time, just like y'all are. So enough talking, man. Hold on, pause before we get into it though. Make sure y'all got y'all grub, cause I got mine. Ooh, stupid. Yeah. But nah, chat. Enough talking. Let's get into the vid. Sit back, get your grub, and let's react.
Northwest was at risk, and back then, most people ignored him. But looking at the events of 2026, his predictions are unfolding with clinical precision. North has recently debuted a look that has the internet calling her unrecognizable as she takes her place as the face of the next generation of Kardashians. But it was her recent appearance on stage at the Skywater concert that changed everything. While most people were focused on her outfit, I was looking at the symbol positioned directly behind her. This appearance happened just days after Kanye's massive US stadium return was officially confirmed. After years of being sidelined, he is suddenly back in the center of the industry. Is this a coincidence, or are we witnessing the specific terms of a new alignment? Today, we're looking at why these two incidents are inseparable and what this symbol tells us about everything. Just a few days ago, this footage of Northwest dancing on stage with the artist Skywater went viral. While her look drew most of the attention, everyone missed a defining detail. The symbol positioned directly behind her the whole time. I don't even need to name it. You already know what this imagery represents. The moment I saw this, I instantly connected it to Kanye's warning and his recent scheduled comeback. And I knew something was unfolding. It turns out North was invited on stage by Skywater during a performance in Philly. While many believe she is way too young for this environment,
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. It's some weird, bro. It's some weird junk going on, gang. Like, boy, it's some weird stuff going on in the internet, in the world in general, bro. Like, dog.
that's not the real story here. When I researched Skywater, I found he repeatedly uses this imagery throughout his work. I checked his official site, and again, you see the symbol there too. Clearly, he is signaling an affiliation with the structures that manage the industry. What's telling is that this artist is signed to a label under Universal Music Group, one of the biggest conglomerates in the world. And it just so happens to be the exact same label Kanye was once bound to. This got me thinking, isn't it strange that right as Kanye is set to make a comeback, North is popping up with artists showing they're a part of the system? Just 11 days before this video, Kanye officially announced his massive performance at SoFi Stadium in LA. Now, North is literally standing in front of the signature logo of the system he spent years exposing. We all know everything in this industry is a calculated move. North wouldn't be positioned in front of that symbol if they didn't intend for it to be seen. They placed her there to send a precise message. I believe all of this connects back to Kanye's return.
And then, bro, just look how they dancing. They're not even moving their lips to the song. Like, they probably don't even know the lyrics to the song on some weird shit. Like, they were just told to be there, bro.
His history with the industry regarding his children stems from his personal conflict with the system. While many still think he lost his composure and started calling out the labels for no reason, what actually took place was far more strategic. In 2020, Kanye realized he was trapped in a restrictive record contract. He discovered the labels held all his rights, and he was blocked from purchasing them back. In September 2020, he launched a massive public campaign against Universal Music Group and Sony, the two major conglomerates he claimed were controlling artists. When they refused to return his rights, he took drastic measures. This is why Kanye...
Let's be real, gang. Every major corporation, well, every major musical corporation are ruling the artist game. Like, and nowadays, bro, artists are just puppets tied to strings, unless they got their own record label. Like, shit weird, bro. I'm telling you, some weird shit going on, gang.
Began making moves to dismantle his public standing. He intentionally sought to be sidelined so he could be released from his label. His plan worked, and he was finally dropped from the label. But it was a double-edged sword because he also ruined his career in the process. During the height of this conflict in 2022 is when his warnings about North began. Kanye made it absolutely clear that he did not want his daughter positioned within the industry. Around this time, he claimed Kim was attempting to mold North. He believed she was pushing North into the spotlight for her own agenda. He was deeply concerned about his daughter's presence on TikTok after her videos went viral. Seeing this, he expressed his frustrations on X. Tell her don't have my...
Bro, and I remember during the time, everybody tried to make it seem like Kanye was so weird about the statements that he was making about his daughter. First of all, that's like any father. Any father would feel that way. Especially if they know their mom. I mean, if they know their baby mother. Like, you got my daughter out here doing this stuff. Like, she's 30 years old. My daughter is 15, 16, 17. Why you got her out here doing shit like that? So I don't even blame bro for that shit.
My daughter wearing lipstick on TikTok and don't have her on TikTok at all if I don't approve that. Kanye also stated, I feel like there's some poking the bear trying to create this unstable narrative because to say someone is unstable, they're trying to take the power away and get people to ignore them.
I just look at my daughter full makeup, singing She's in Love with an emo girl on TikTok, and I didn't have no say nor approval. Hey, what do you think? Do you think this would be cool or not?
Kanye felt Kim was accelerating North's entry into the industry prematurely. He believed the industry was positioning his daughter as the next focus. He didn't want her transformed into another brand or industry figure. So, Kanye challenged Kim's role, suggesting she was brokering North's entry to the system, stating that's exactly what their legacy is built on. This is when Kanye started accusing certain individuals and massive corporations of working to bypass his parental oversight. He believed they were trying to normalize her industry presence without his approval so they wouldn't need his consent for her professional representation. Kanye felt that because he escaped the system and exposed its inner workings, they were retaliating by shifting his relationship with his children. This is why he repeatedly spoke about them trying to distance him from his family. As time passed, we started seeing the pattern Kanye was referring to. North began appearing in aesthetic choices that felt far beyond her years. She started collaborating on social media with figures who many considered questionable influences. The moment everything shifted was last year, when her image took a drastic turn towards a more industry-centric look. It was clear she was being
Who the fuck like I walk? Who in the hell let her walk outside with them big ass bulky ass shoes on, them long ass Nike socks on, gang? Who the hell let her go outside like that? Or she in her room, but who the hell let her even get them big ass bulky ass T-Rex nose ass shoes?
aligned with a specific legacy. This made Kanye vocal, and he didn't hold back. He suggested that North was being directed into the same path her mother was forced into. The more Kanye challenged this, the more he was sidelined by the industry, to the point where a US return seemed nearly impossible. By 2025, Kanye's music career looked uncertain. His chances of a major comeback seemed to have vanished, but towards the end of the year, we saw a noticeable shift in his stance towards the industry. It all began after he met with representatives to address his prior controversial statements. At that moment, fans were confused. He had looked like he wasn't backing down just a week before, but now all of a sudden, he was ready to reconcile. No one knew what to make of it, but
Cause them motherfuckers came knocking on his door. Hey, sir, you causing too much. You causing too much trouble. No, you can either do this or you can do that. You pick your poison. Them niggas, I ain't gonna lie, them niggas is savage with it though. If you really think about it, them niggas is savage. That's like, man.
Soon, the timeline started making sense. After apologizing, Kanye disappeared only to reappear in January 2026 with a highly calculated move. He published a full-page, 750-word letter titled "To Those I've Hurt" in the Wall Street Journal. It is important to note this wasn't a casual apology. This was a corporate alignment statement. If Kanye wanted his core fans to know he was sorry, he would have tweeted it directly. But this apology wasn't for the audience, it was for the structure. This letter only surfaced after Kanye had reportedly secured his new partnership with Gamma Records. This suggests the apology was a requirement for his return to the center of the industry. Clearly, Kanye was mending the institutional relationships he once fought. Now, this is where the connection gets deep. Kanye wasn't the only one who joined this new platform. His daughter, Northwest, also secured a deal with the same company. Now, isn't that a coincidence? Gamma is currently led by Larry Jackson, who was a high-level executive at Universal Music Group, the very conglomerate Kanye went to war with for years. Now, not only is he partnered with a former UMG executive, but his daughter is as well. Suddenly, Kanye is fully supportive of North's digital presence and is even directly involved in the rollout of her recent music. Think about the fact that Kanye spent years trying to shield his daughter from this environment. Now, he's the one facilitating her entry into the system. He is a
You gotta outplay the puppet master. You gotta outpuppet the puppet master, gang. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna tell that nigga. I ain't gonna tell his plan, cause then you feel me? I know I be pulling too many. I got too much attention on my channel right now. I don't want to give up his plans.
officially making his comeback while his daughter is positioned directly in front of their signature symbol. To me, the picture is clear. Kanye decided to align with the new terms of the game. North's entry into the industry was a primary requirement for this return. These two events are not random. The fact that they are both partnered with the same label proves this is all calculated. Like I mentioned earlier, Skywater is signed to a label under the UMG umbrella as well. North is signed to a former high-level UMG executive. Her team likely facilitated the connection between the two. That is how she ended up on that stage with that symbol behind her. The message behind this was clear. The structure officially won. Not only did they bring Kanye back into the fold, but they also secured the next generation of the West and Kardashian legacy. Unsurprisingly, this time Kanye did not speak out against his daughter being in these environments. Before, he would have likely been the first person to vent on social media. But today, he has nothing to say. I think it's not just because of his new deal, but because the original stance was a strategic maneuver. North's entry into that world was almost inevitable. She is the daughter of two of the biggest figures in the industry. I believe Kanye simply did not want the system to control her before he could secure his own position. Kanye has been integrating North into the music scene for the last few years himself. He also placed her in adult environments when he invited her to his own events. Clearly, Kanye was comfortable with her being in the spotlight. He was looking for leverage to use against the conglomerates. Now that he's back in their good graces, he has no issues with the arrangement. In fact, it looks like he's the one who finalized the deal. Just like he convinced the world that his conflict with his labels was about corruption, when in reality he simply wanted out of his contract, his issue with North's online presence might have been as simple as him not being the one to profit from it. Kanye knows exactly how to get his fans on his side. He knows how to mobilize you to fight for his cause. That is what all of this has been about. He wasn't trying to expose the industry, he was trying to break its rules. So he tells his fans the system is evil so they can fight his battles for him. He wanted to ensure he was the one with the final word in North's career, so he claimed they were taking her from him. It was a strategy designed to utilize the fans to back his own negotiations. Look at the timeline of the last few weeks. On March 11th, the announcement for Kanye's April 3rd SoFi Stadium show finally dropped. This is his first massive US homecoming in years. 10 days later, on March 21st, Northwest appears on stage in Philadelphia with Skywater, standing in front of the very symbol Kanye once warned us about. This isn't a series of random events, it's a sequence. The path back to that stadium was paved by that full page of.
Okay, so what he's saying is making sense, but let me tell y'all my thesis. Let me tell you my thesis. So let's put it in terms of surfing, right? Because you know, for a long time, Kanye has been saying stuff that doesn't sound correct, doesn't sound true, and people has been calling him crazy, shaping him as this crazy person, right? So we're gonna put it in the form of surfing. So you know when you have a current, right, and you're trying to surf and you continuously going towards that current, meaning the current is going this way and you're going this way, or going the opposite way of the current. What's going to happen? You're going to sink. You're going to drown. You're going to be in the water. But I think what he's doing now, he's riding a wave. You get what I'm saying? He's riding a wave and out playing a puppet master, gang. That's what I think going on, bro. I don't know, y'all let me know, bro.
Apology in the Wall Street Journal back in January. That letter wasn't just words, it was a signal that the negotiations were finalized. It's no coincidence that immediately after that public alignment, the doors to Gamma Records opened for both Kanye and North. By partnering with a former UMG executive like Larry Jackson, Kanye didn't just find a new label, he returned to the same institutional structure he spent years trying to dismantle.
God damn, bro, you take that goddamn aluminum foil out your mouth. That motherfucker spitting like a motherfucker. Nigga spitting like a motherfucker.
And so, for years, we watched Kanye fight to keep his children's image independent from the Kardashian machine. He told us they were poking the bear to mold North for their own benefit. But in 2026, the bear has stopped fighting. Instead, he is now the one facilitating the rollout. He's the one standing by as North is positioned in front of these ancient symbols of industry affiliation. Did Kanye realize he couldn't beat them? Or did he decide that the price of his own comeback was the entry of his legacy? We are watching a
Or if you can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat them, join them until you can beat them. I don't know if that's... You feel me, though? You feel me?
total shift in behavior, and the timing suggests that North's new role was the missing piece of the deal. The industry didn't just get their artists back, they got the next generation too. The signs are all there, revealed in plain sight. From the Wall Street Journal apology to the Skywater stage in Philly, the terms of this new era have been set. Do you think all of this is connected, or is it just a random coincidence? I want to know what you have to say in the comments, because to me, it's clear what's actually happening. Kanye isn't fooling me with his attempts at being a whistleblower. He was just another Cat Williams who utilized his audience to get to the next level. If you want to hear why Cat Williams wasn't actually...
Wow. You know what I found so crazy too, bro? Like, honestly, what I found so crazy too is like the way people are able to put something together about someone, or I think this person is doing this. Like, I feel like that is so crazy how fast people do it and how fast that rumor can run through the internet. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, somebody can say I was abducted by aliens, and that is just gonna go on chain. It's like a what's the word, bro? Like a chain reaction. That's what it is. It's a chain reaction. Somebody say, "Oh, Drake got abducted by aliens." What? Drake got abducted by aliens. Next thing you know, it's a whole video of me getting abducted by aliens, and I'm sitting in my room looking at the video like, what the fuck? I feel like that's crazy. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think Kanye plan is or what he's doing, bro. Because there's no way he was against Northeast, Southwest. He was against Northeast, Southwest from going into that industry and now he's promoting it out of nowhere. Y'all let me know what's going on, bro. What y'all think going on in the comment section? It's your boy DreeTooOfficial, and I'm out, man. Gang.